What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another edition of the Full View. We're 2 minutes late because of KG, unfortunately.
You're taking listen, you know that's not true. Even there's more people there's supposed to be 6 people here right now, yeah. And we can see.
Under the bus from
and I can't believe what Mina done in the chat. I couldn't believe it. I said, wait, hold on, wait, what?
You are an absolute disgrace.
The best thing is like now it gets to the point where literally we're chatting before we go live. KG goes, it's 8:02. You actually got the time right. It's 6:02. You saw a number. Went 8:02. It's 8:02, guys. They're gonna start talking. They're gonna start chatting. Yes, Marcel, I guess, is on his way. When he comes in, he'll jump on. It'll be fine. Anyway. We've got this disgrace, it's cheats. We've got plenty to get into today. We're going to be talking a little bit about striker search, Harry Kane versus Victor Osimhen again for the summer. I mean, it's the January transfer window still, but we haven't been getting anyone. So we're going to talk about the summer. We are going to talk a little bit about January as to can we expect anything more? Should we expect anything more, or should we be more realistic? We're going to talk about what we need in the summer transfer window. I want to talk a little bit about Weghorst. I want him to get his flowers, his deserved flowers as well. I'm going to be talking a little bit about can United win a trophy this season as well. Plenty to discuss. KG, I'll start with you because I feel like it's been a while since the.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a hot second.
Yes.
Harry Kane or Victor Osimhen? And I already know the answer to this.
You already know the answer. You know what? Again, I'm going to wear a mask all season. I told you guys. And after the goal that I saw him score on the weekend, it's finished. Before I was like, don't know what I want to do here. Nope. That's our striker. That's the guy we need to go for. Osimhen, if anyone's not clear. We had Agallo. Agallo for me was like the appetizer. Right now, Osimhen, main course. This guy, yeah, whatever it takes. I say I need to put this as a clause. You know what the people that want to buy the club? Will you sign Osimhen? That's my question. If they say yes, you're through to the next round. That's how it's gonna go for me. I'm not listening to anything. No, that's the expectation. I'm an absolute disgrace.
Professionalism to a T, as always. I mean, I was going to ask a follow-up question as well, KG. I was going, no, he's muted. He is a disgrace. He's cheating. Look at him. He's taking his headphones off as well. He's walking away. Unbelievable as well. The height of professionalism. Anyway, I'll ask KG when it comes back. Kenny, what are you saying with Victor Osimhen and Harry Kane? I mean, today, I think it was Mark Ogden reported saying that United are expected to lead the race for Harry Kane if, and it's a big if he declines to extend his contract with Spurs. Obviously, that ends in 2024. And United have made this top-class centre-forward a priority this summer. Harry Kane is reportedly one of the preferred options. Where are you sort of siding? Do you think Harry Kane or do you think Victor Osimhen?
I'm very much in the Osimhen camp at the moment. I looked at Harry Kane last week and I considered him. I think my main reason being is that all our rivals are all looking at younger options. So you've got Nunez, Ireland. You're now looking at Chelsea, who put a bid in today of over 100 million for Fernandes. And the young up-and-coming strikers. So the more you look at Osimhen, then the more that you realise what you're buying is great potential. With Harry Kane, if you're looking at it from a financial point of view, you've no sell-on value with Kane. Where with Osimhen, you could get 10 years. You could get 10 years of a top striker. So with regards to longevity and you've got a less likely chance with his age as well of him not getting injured. Where Kane, I'm definitely thinking Kane will be coming for a payday. Kane will be coming here for a payday.
No, he won't be coming for it. That's not fair, Kenny. That's not fair. And I know Marcel's not here, so I can't really talk on the behalf of Marcel because he's an absolute...
You are an absolute disgrace.
Even though, hold on, and Mina just signed out to her as well.
You are an absolute disgrace.
I had to just get that one out there. If Harry Kane comes here, he's coming to win a title. He's not coming for anything less. The guy, he's potentially gonna end his career. Like, hold on, Mina.
Sorry, guys, I just had to take my jumper off. So.
I was like, wait, I knew I saw more colours.
I don't want to get roasted for it, so I just took it off.
All right, cool. That's fine. And I just thought I saw like I was in a mad movie or something, and The character wasn't the same
It
character.
was like one of those hidden camera shows. You know, when someone walks into a shop, they disappear, they come back, they're dressed completely different, and you go,
That was good though. Anyway, she tried it as if we wouldn't realize. All right, cool. No, but again, I think Harry Kane. If Harry Kane, just to, jump in there, if he comes to this, if he comes to Man United, he's here for the long haul. He's here to try and win stuff, and he's desperate to win stuff.
So why didn't he go to Manchester City when he could have done?
He couldn't. He tried everything. The guy he tried to, like, literally, he wanted out. And Daniel Levy said, "You shall not pass. You can't leave. There's no way out." Again, he really wanted to go. I think he even didn't turn up for training or something.
Yeah, he did the interview with Gary Neville, didn't he, on his podcast as well. I mean, KG, I do feel there is an element of bias for your love of Victor Osimhen. Do you care to expand on it a little bit more?
No, it's totally biased. There's nothing. It's disgraceful how biased it is. I need, like, again, we haven't had that many Nigerian strikers at the club. A guy that's fully just wearing a mask as well is so cool. We need that. Like, how can we not have that? Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense indeed. Mina, where are you sitting on this debate so far? Kenny and KG both saying Osimhen over Kane. Do you agree? And on the flip side, I suppose, can you see why, though, United would be leading the chase for Harry Kane if indeed he decides not to stay at Spurs?
Yeah, no, I'm on the Osimhen hype. I think Harry Kane would even be like the fourth option, because I feel like Gonzalo Ramos and even Vlahovic would be better options than Harry Kane. Not downplaying his ability or anything. I think I saw an article today. I can't remember exactly the reporter, but they were saying something like how if he doesn't resign, Tottenham are looking at something around 200 to 300 million for Harry Kane. I don't know if that's like Nigerian naira or pounds, because there is no way on earth that is the valuation.
200 million, did you say?
Yeah, it was around 200 to 300. I need to find the exact quote. It was around 300 million pounds. That's how much they would let him leave for. But I do think, just talking about ability and just, you know, his skill set, I think it would make much more sense to, not even just if we can't get Osimhen, to go for someone like Vlahovic or someone maybe like Gonzalo Ramos. I don't think he'd come to United for a payday. I think he would want to win some sort of silverware. But I just don't think, like Kenny said, in terms of, look at Chelsea, for example, everyone they've been signing in this transfer window has literally been not underage, but they've been under a certain age. They've been under 23.
Whoa.
They've been, you know.
Hold on, Mina.
Whoa.
But I was meant to say they've been under a certain age. They're normally under 23, you know, 21, 20, 22, etc. So not that we need to replicate their model that they're building, because one good thing United do is actually buy young players in academies and bring them to Manchester United. We've seen it with Garnacho. We've seen it today, actually, that we're buying a 16-year-old who's going to sign a contract with us when he turns 17. So United are good at doing that. So we don't need to replicate Chelsea's model, but what we should do is aim for people that bring longevity. Harry Kane, we'd get the best out of him, I think, for about two years of his prime ability. Even then, I think that's actually kind of nice. So I do think Osimhen, for me, after watching the Napoli-Roma game, there's no doubt in my mind that he's the striker that we should be getting.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things about that Napoli-Roma game. Obviously, one, the goal was amazing. Two, did you see that Mourinho did a group photo of his team after the game in the dressing room, even though they lost? like great performance from the side. They all looked devastated. Like, why would you post it on Instagram? And thirdly, KG, I saw your face when the discussion about the bid for Enzo Fernandez was brought up. I'm guessing you haven't heard about this today.
I didn't know about this at all.
So Chelsea are back in for Enzo Fernandez. They've made a bid. The release clause is 120 million euros. They have made a bid that's worth 120 million euros, but it's paid in installments. So I don't think it actually activates it, shall we say. Just your initial reaction to that.
Todd Bowley, we're not going to get Osimhen, by the way. If you think Todd Bowley is going to say, nah, I think I'm done with spending now, you got another thing coming. This guy, in his mind, he's going to he can buy anyone. I can't believe this is happening. Again, he's still looking for it because they don't have a striker. Yes, they got Nkuku, but I feel like Todd Bowley will say to himself, I need something else. The guy collects like Infinity Stones, rare items. The guy's out. He's out of this world. So we need to now just say maybe we're not shopping in that market. Kane is incredibly realistic. So I don't want everyone to get into a stage where they kind of look down on Kane as a striker, you know, because there's a lot that Kane will bring to us. That in terms of our style of play as well, back to goal again, he can create his own goals. And this guy's players don't lose it as soon as they turn 30. I know that was the narrative before. He's 30, this, that, and the other. Casemiro, is put that all to bed when you talk about a player being 30 and the value. You bring a player in like Kane that can score 25 goals plus a season, and he's doing that at Spurs. They're shit. Excuse my language, but they are rubbish, bro. They, again, imagine Harry Kane in a Ten Hag lineup. If you're getting this kind of work from Wout Weghorst, you couldn't even imagine what.
Even his internet don't even want to hear what he has to say. Bye. And it's the funniest picture ever.
The memes are going to be mad.
Like,
The memes are going to be absolutely nuts.
Tremendous. DJ, I'll come to you then. Osimhen or Kane, where do you sit on this one? And we'll see what happens with KG. I got to get an overlay just in case it goes to 4 people. What are you saying with Osimhen or Kane?
So at first I wasn't really convinced by Osimhen. I must say, you know, I think I messaged the group saying I'm not really too sure. I mean, I was like, trust me, he's the guy. Hadn't really seen a lot of him, so I went and did a bit of research, and he is definitely an upgrade on the Martial kind of front. He has similar traits to Martial, but just much better at the moment. Definitely would take him at United. Younger striker as well. I'd like to have strikers that are going to grow with a team personally. However, I think depending how there's a lot of different moving parts. It's just depending on what our rivals are doing, how much money we've got to spend in the summer. We'll have to assess our targets there. As I've been saying, if we do get an owner that's willing to back Ten Hag financially fully, then why not go out and get Osimhen? Because you know what you're going to get from him. If we can't, then we're going to have to maybe look at other alternatives. But I'm happy with the alternatives that we do have that are on the list. So, you know, the Vlahovic's and Kane. Again, those players will bring something to Man United. They'll improve us. And I think at this moment in time, with it someone unknown from a league that we haven't really watched before, but they come in and they're the right type of profile that Ten Hag wants, then I'm all for it.
Can I just say as well, I just got a message from KG saying, for F's sake, computer just restarted. So, I mean, again, the height of professionalism, his phone has gone off. And KG.
He's back.
Yeah. He's not even.
He's muted.
He's a disgrace. He's a cheat. He doesn't know what's going on. Oh, and it's gone again. Oh no, KG.
And I was frozen on him again.
Yeah, it's frozen on him again. Wow. I mean, I mean, KG is KGing right now. It's actually quite incredible. When it comes, I don't know whether to leave him on that thing though. I'll switch. I'll take him out. There you go. No, just for me on the Victor Osimhen, Harry Kane, I echo what you guys are saying. I think Osimhen would be the preferred option due to the longevity, like you were saying, Kenny. And I think that, look, he's in massive form at the moment. And it's when you're putting that amount of money on the table, it's an investment, isn't it? You're investing in the future. And you want someone to be coming in for a decade, maybe even longer in Osimhen's case. With Harry Kane, though, to what KG was kind of saying there, it is true. I don't think we can just completely rule him out. Oh, no, he's terrible, because he's not terrible. Like KG's in.
Am I back? Is this real?
You're back. Yeah, you're back.
Fucking shit. Excuse my language, everybody. Everyone watching at home. I feel terrible. This is disgusting. Anyway, and all now Marcel still isn't here, so
I know. It's a heck of a broadcast we've got going on today, I'm telling you. No, just to continue, I think that Osimhen would be the preferred option. Harry Kane, though, to KG's point, and you can't just write him off. Like, if we did get Harry Kane, I'm not going to be sitting here going, what are we doing that for? Like, he's going to deliver. He scores goals. That's what he does. He wants to win things, which yes, United are going in that upward trajectory. We're not a guaranteed thing to be winning things, though, yet. It's not like moving to United in the past and to Sir Alex, whereby you'll go there, you'll win the league. It's not like moving to City at the moment, even though they might not win the league this season. But during his career there, he'd probably win a trophy, which is what he's looking for. But Osimhen, I think, would be the preferred choice. But to Mina's point, is it just Osimhen or Kane? Could there be others? It might be someone like Gonzalo Ramos.
But Owen, don't you think that the Kane, if we was to get Kane, I'm happy to get him because I think he's an amazing player. But wouldn't that just be the Manchester United thing to do? You go get Harry Kane. Because if you think about it, when we got Ten Hag, that was a very forward-thinking appointment at Manchester United. And everyone was like, yeah, great, we're going to get a manager that's on the upward trajectory. Not to say that Kane's on the downward, because I still think he's putting in decent numbers this season. I think if you get someone like Osimhen, it's another statement of intent. Do you know what I mean? We're getting an up-and-coming, dangerous striker, young as well. I think it's just more of a statement of intent. If we get Kane, it's kind of like, oh yeah, well, we kind of knew he was going to do that kind of thing.
Well, if you look at the British transfer record, 8 out of the 10 top record transfers belong to Manchester United. Lukaku, Pogba. It goes. Do you see where I'm coming from? So we're very, very good at spending a lot of money and wasting it. In you know what I mean? We can't get. We didn't get value out of Lukaku. We certainly didn't get value out of Pogba. Sancho's up there. Harry Maguire's up there in that top 10. So our recent record up to Ten Hag coming is not very good. So I would trust in Ten Hag. And if Ten Hag wants Kane, I don't have a problem. But I think Ten Hag is more likely to go for a younger striker because he'll see that longevity in his plan. His plan isn't 2 years. His plan is he wants to build the club into a dynasty like Sir Alex did, like Ajax was. And that's how he was at Bayern Munich. He's been at clubs where have got dynasties. They're not here for today. They're here forever. So I think definitely would take. He wouldn't refuse Kane. None of us would. But I think if he was looking at a Ten Hag player for the future, then I think you've got to look at Osimhen.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point. I think that's a good point, though, Kenny. KG jumping in is just a second. That let's be honest, and KG can kind of pick up on this. If Ten Hag says, "No, actually, I want Harry Kane. I want someone proven." He's done it with a couple of players this season. You mentioned Casemiro, Christian Eriksen. He's looked at players that are around that 30 and gone, they can play for 5 or 6 years. Fine. If it can develop us quicker now, and I can, bring in younger players to sort of facilitate them and learn from them, maybe that's the direction he wants to go in, KG.
Absolutely. Like it's crazy because Kane could be what Van Persie was for to us, basically. The missing piece. Remember, I've said for a minute, one striker away. Yeah, Man United are moving crazy, even with all these injuries and stuff. Yeah, we keep just trudging on, and we had Luke Shaw. Like, we forget when we say this team is like weak. I want to give some credit to the manager in a sense because the ability to rotate and say next man up, bro. Luke Shaw was out for illness. You got Dalot that's out. Now we have a next injury with Eriksen. I don't know how he's going to deal with the Eriksen issue, but he just somehow just can get the best out of these players. Now, you add Kane, drop Kane into this team, it will still be electric. I think Kane has got so much to prove. So it's not like he's coming here to say, I'm here for a payday. He gets paid fine at Spurs. They made sure when they gave him that ridiculous contract. Kane wants to win trophies. You're more likely to win trophies in a Man United team than any Spurs team. Absolutely. Then you're looking at the attitude of the manager, and you say, you know what? I see them winning something soon, so I'm going, and that could be the difference. I'm there. I don't think he's there.
KG, by the way, just to jump in quickly, I can't hear anything because my headphones have died. so this broadcast is going excellently. Can you so far. I'll go back in. I'll go back in. DJ, you come in next.
Oh, yes. But if you can't hear anything, just while you're trying to sort stuff out, I wanted to ask you guys, well, while we're here, we might as well move into the Wild West course part of the conversation. This guy's an absolute disgrace as a cheat. What is going on today, bro? It looks like Mina. It looks like you guys are in the same house. Hold on. It looks like Kenny and Mina is in the same.
We're 3,000 miles away.
All right. Anyway, just on this, back into this conversation. What are you lot saying about White Weghorst? Would you keep him no matter what?
I would definitely. I think he's a great option. I think from what I've seen so far, and I was at the Reading game the other night. I was more than impressed with his hold-up play, his ability to pass out, to pass to the wings and keep play going. Yeah, so for what it's going to cost you, I think he's a great backup. Plus, we have no backup basically, have we? We can't rely on Marcel. Marcel has got to go in somewhere. You cannot rely. You can't be paying somebody what he's being paid, and you're only getting a dozen games maximum every year. So his injury record is awful, sadly.
You're saying it doesn't matter about the amount of goal. Like right now, as it stands, you're still just sign him up.
Well, if I look at his record for the last 3 games or whatever, then I think what we will see from him over the next 3 to 4 months is he will be needed. He will be needed by us. So if he's needed by us, then obviously for what he's going to cost you, you know, we're all talking now about paying hundreds of millions of pounds for players. You know, this guy's going to cost you probably 15, 20 million max or whatever. Why not have him there? Why not have him as a backup? Because he's not doing anything wrong at the moment. If you look at Gakpo, you watch Gakpo compared to Weghorst. I'd have Weghorst over Gakpo anytime. And they just paid 40 million for him. So I ain't knocking Weghorst.
I like a lot of people getting lots of comments on DJ drinking or water in can.
Yeah. Got to stay hydrated out here, you know.
You are hydrated to the
taking hydration to the next level. Couple of super chats here. Russ says, correction, Osimhen or Vlahovic, basically saying Kane's not even in the discussion. Dale says, Owen, do you know where you shall not pass references from? I do. Lord of the Rings. That's
well
Gandalf.
done. Well done.
I've never seen it, but, you know, I know that. He says, anyway, Kane wants to break Shearer's record. That's guaranteed 20-plus goals per season. WJ Barrett's been a member for 7 months. Appreciate 7 months of support. Says, I've just got here, KG. I need Victor. I don't care the price. Replicate Chelsea. Yes, I want everyone. Oil money incoming, guys. Trust me, unlimited money.
I love that. That's it. I like that reckless. I like that reckless abandon for just saying, you know what, however much it costs, bring him in. It's good, but we do have to remember that some signings. I know Osimhen will work, but some signings just flat to deceive. Like, I can't believe I was going absolutely crazy when we didn't get Darwin Núñez. Darwin, yeah, bro, it's not looking good.
And Cody. And
Cody Gakpo, yeah. Cody did. Cody is Cody, yeah, is rubbish, bro. And we can't wait for 007. Cody, yeah. But the one thing I feel better about the Cody one is I wasn't all in on Cody anyway. I more wanted the other kid for a match. Yeah, I more wanted Felix. I wasn't sure about Cody. I'm kind of happy how it's turned out, but bloody hell, man, it's. And that's a waste.
Yeah, super chat from Nick Khan says, Kane a legend in the game, but he's slow and I think will start declining. Osimhen is one for the future. Literally have to sign this guy. He is cold. WJ Barrett also says Erik ten Hag wants Victor, but Kane could be the missing piece. DJG says, why not bring Bailly back and Sal Maguire at / Lindelof for money?
Crackhead.
No way.
Eric Bailly, he's still technically suspended right now for a kung fu kick in the chest. You know, that's just...
What is going on in this stream?
Somebody's hacking into my camera, guys. I think it's Marcel or something. I don't know what's going on.
NSA settings.
NSA. This stream is out of order, man.
Stream brought to you by, I don't know, Edward Snowden. You know, it's unbelievable.
Piers Morgan hacking into my camera.
Yeah. WJ Barrett says, we don't need the horse. Money will be no problem. We will have money to do a Todd Bowley. Trust me, Osimhen and Šeško incoming. WJ Barrett's really flying today.
Šeško's going to someone else, though, isn't he?
He's going to Leipzig, yeah. I mean, that was already sorted in the summer, wasn't it? Mina, actually, I want to ask you this question because DJ and myself spoke about this morning on the Transfer View. I'm of the mindset that when it comes to we got just over a day left in this transfer window, and I've seen the discussion on social media about Eriksen's injured, Donny's injured. We're still maybe a bit light in certain positions, saying, "Oh, Manchester United are letting Ten Hag down by not bringing someone in, or he's not being backed, or whatever." But my mindset is, why should we raise our expectations of something that's not going to happen and then get disappointed when it doesn't happen? Is there any possibility United could do any business, or is that unrealistic thinking at this point?
No, I would be shocked if we did any business. I think there's like a day left of the transfer window.
Yeah.
Can I just say firstly, Andy Carroll, what a waste man. Big waste man for that challenge. Big waste man. I hate him. He's going to be top of my list of the people I hate this season. But in terms of the financial setup of the club right now, it's not looking good at all. And with the Glazers expecting to sell, I would never anticipate for them to back the manager, but I would like them to, because when we're in a position where our squad depth is quite thin, and this is probably the best chance that we have this season of winning some sort of silverware. We're on our way to hopefully the Carabao Cup final. We're into the next round of the FA Cup. I think the 5th round draw is actually happening today, in a bit actually.
Just after 7, I think it is.
Yeah, and and obviously we're still in Europa League. So when the manager's taken us this far with that squad that he has, when the opportunity of players getting injured has come up, where it's uncertainty surrounding how long they're going to be out for, as a fan, I would hope that the owners of the club would be like, okay, let's be supportive in a way where we will work with what we have, and if we can utilize anything else from, for example, the summer, then we can do that now. But when you know that your owners are the Glazers, that's not going to happen. I genuinely don't think that's going to happen. And I feel like Erik Ten Hag is probably thinking that he's going to make do with what he has. Yes, Eriksen is probably injured. He might miss a few weeks, sorry. I don't even think they know how long he's going to be out for. But this is a position where we've been asking for a midfielder. We've been asking for backup to Eriksen. So if we were asking for it before and it never happened, now that he's injured, I don't anticipate them to spend money, because they simply do not care. All they care about is their pockets. And when you look at it from the financial perspective, the Glazers have always been known never to invest their own money. All the money used for transfers has always been revenue generated solely by the club through match days, through sponsorships, etc. When we did buy Bruno Fernandes back in 2020, we had I think we had around 300 million cash in bank that was solely generated through the club. This year's half-year results, we're at about 25 million. So at best, what we can afford, if you do the maths, 15% of 300 million is around what we spent on Bruno Fernandes that January following window. So if you do the maths of this year's half results, it's around 3 million. And that's what we've spent on bringing Weghorst. So I don't think we are going to get anybody else.
No, I agree. That's kind of where I sit on it. Obviously, look, and I'll go to you, Kenny, next. Like, in an ideal world, of course, we'd want to bring people in. I mean, and you do get, I don't say jealous is the right word, but you get envious when you see clubs like, spending big money in January, or you see clubs like Arsenal, let's say, in a real positive position in the league and looking to expand on it by bringing in a couple of players. But do we also have to be just realistic with what's going on right now in the clubs being sold? The Glazers have never invested money anyway. Why would they do it, especially when they're just about to leave?
I think you've just, I know they've got to bring someone in. They've got to bring someone in, because if Eriksen's out for any length of time, we know that the preferred option is probably Fred, right? But behind that, with nothing, if there was a couple of the young the young lads through the academy was coming through, and they were being played, pretty regularly and doing cameos, then I wouldn't have a problem. But we all know that it's not trusting of some of these younger players. So there are players out there. There's a few players, there's a young lad at Roma, Zanelli, who's on strike. He's been offered to Bournemouth on a loan deal, and he's turned Bournemouth down. You've also got young Ryan Gravenberg at Bayern Munich, and he's an ex Ten Hag youth academy player, and he came all the way through. He went to Bayern Munich, and he's never started for Bayern Munich. So these are players that are out there that if they're on a loan deal, then surely you're only paying the wages. So there's got, even the Glazers can see that we were stretched with our centre forward line. We're just a stretch with our midfield. And if we don't replace Eriksen, then I honestly believe the season could collapse around us.
Never.
It could collapse around us.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, I don't think there's
so at all. Even
no,
with,
I'm not saying with just Eriksen, but if you get another, if Bruno goes down, he replaces Bruno.
Oh yeah, then it gets even harder.
But you're only halfway through the season. There's got to be other options available that they have to bring in, because the fans don't forgive them anyway. But they'll never forgive them if we let this slip. We have never been in. We're in 4 trophies. We're the only team in the Premier League in 4 trophies, and we've got a great chance of at least a couple of cups. I'm not saying the Premier League, but top 4 is very realistic. But if you lose Eriksen, we're going to lose Marcel. If you was to lose another key, we're all right in defence with plenty of defenders, but that key midfield.
I think Casemiro is the one that I think Casemiro. We'll do the super chats, but I think Casemiro is the guy that you say to yourself, if we lose him, we all should just go home in it and just say, it's cool now. Because we clearly don't have anything that can replicate what Casemiro is and what he brings to the team. Now, with a player like Eriksen, I just feel it's a bit differently. Owen, there's loads of super chats. You wanted to get those in a week.
Yes. So Nathaniel's been a member for 6 months. Appreciate 6 months of support. Says, will we see Sancho as a 10 and Bruno in the Eriksen position?
Yeah, that's what
I mean, possibly. Look, Ten Hag has moved people around. He's put Luke Shaw at centre back. We don't really know where Sancho is going to fit in when he comes back in. I mean, in pre-season he was playing on the right. He's played on the left before. He has played as a 10, I think, for Dortmund. So we'll have to wait and see, I think, when it comes to Jadon Sancho. We are going to talk about him a bit later on. Priest of Melanin with a super chat says, new owners, new standards, get me Mbappe and Osimhen and Frankie de Jong and let Ten Hag cook him whatever he wants to pay it all. Nick with a super chat says, let's all laugh at Liverpool, Darwin Noodles, Gak No, and Chicken Tikka Masala. Tremendous. In the mud, hold that, Scousers. DJ drinking your tears in that drum.
Yeah, that's a lot of tears as well.
Keegan says, going to need subtitles on the board if we get Kane. Harsh. Red Baron says, any pressure on the Glazers is good. And WJ Barrett says, the Glazers ain't spending no money. They are selling, so why would they? Drop Fred in with Casemiro and we will be fine. Top 4 and a cup, and I'm happy. That tickle you, DJ.
Yeah.
Sorry, just to get back to this Eriksen one as well, is because even the thing about Ten Hag not really want to play young, I think he's waiting to see what youngster is gonna make the step up. Facundo has been he's been eyeing the position, but eyeing the position saying I want to play is clearly not enough for the manager. He wants to see if you can follow his instruction to the key. The same with Garnacho. Now Facundo, you're seeing he's mentioned him. He's not letting him leave on loan. We just let Charlie McNeil he's getting on loan now. So that he will do what's best for the team. But the players have to be ready. I watched an interview the other day and he said they have to earn their spot. I'm not just going to give it to them because they want to. You have to earn minutes. And clearly now it's a step up for somebody. Now you got Kobe Mino that's there, and you got the guy that was all raving about in preseason. And I don't understand. I don't see why he can't come in. Zidane Iqbal. He can come in and really do. He should, if he can follow exactly what the manager wants, he can come in and do a job. We haven't heard of him being linked with any moves out because Charlie Savage, that he had a good preseason, but they still said, you can go. Zidane has been very quiet. There's not even been talks of him getting a move. So then, which says to me he must be close, but just not close enough. Now I think he's got to put his head down and get busy to force the manager to say, you know what, I'm going to bring you in. So I don't believe that the season, I don't believe in this. Before I would say, you know what, certain players, you say season implodes. We're all ranting and raving about Zidane Iqbal and what he can bring to this team. I think he could come into this team and really surprise us and look comfortable at this level.
Yeah, I mean, also as well with it too is that talk about season imploding without certain players. Essentially, we've played half a season without like a recognized number 9. If you be honest, you know, and
Yeah.
Anthony Martial hasn't played 90 minutes. Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, left, and he was in and out anyway. Marcus Rashford had to play in there, so we've got this far without a striker. You know, let alone now their course is in there to the end of the season. That's a positive, and I do kind of agree with you, KG, there as well. I mean, it just might be that it might be giving the youngsters a chance, but the thing is, DJ, is that Ten Hag doesn't really, again, he hasn't really shown that he really wants to do that. And to be honest, we're saying about squad depth, he doesn't really rotate anyway that much.
Yeah.
He's going to stick with the same group of players.
Yeah, he sticks with the same group of players, the players that he trusts. But I think at this time, I was under the impression he was sort of maybe blooding in either Iqbal or most recently Kobe Mainoo to maybe fill in for an Eriksen or fill in one of those midfield positions. But if it was me, I would have hoped to have seen a little bit more of them. I know we're seeing them a little bit more recently, but give them time to blood in, because now that this has happened to Eriksen, it's kind of happened so like abruptly that we're kind of like, well, who's going to play? I think the safe bet would be Fred. For the time being, and then we'll slowly maybe see one of the youngsters get blooded into that position.
You know, I've got a different opinion to you guys. Obviously, yeah, I like Zidane Iqbal. I think he's a great player. I think he offers a lot, just in comparison to someone like Scott McTominay when he plays in the same position as Scott McTominay. He's never shying away from the defenders to receive the ball. He's always quick to pick up the ball, pass it, move along, keep moving, drop into positions when necessary. But I do have a feeling that Erik ten Hag, the way that he has spoken about other academy players throughout the season and the chances that they get in, I don't see Zidane Iqbal getting those same opportunities anytime soon. I've seen Ten Hag speak about, not outright, but hinting at Pellistri and Garnacho and saying that, listen, these academy players just in general, you don't get an opportunity given to you. You have to earn it. You have to work hard in training. There's certain levels of senior level of football that you have to maintain before you even get an opportunity to come and play in the first team. Number one, number two, he said that he wouldn't just throw players into the deep end, especially academy players. So coming up to this time in the season where we're at, when the likes of Kobe Mainoo, who I think is a great player, I think he's one of the best in that 2006-2007 bracket of academy players coming out of Manchester United right now. He's played against Charlton. We've seen him come on against Reading. Zidane Iqbal has only really had pre-season and the friendlies that we had during December, but has gone on to keep playing for the under-21s. He captained the under-21s team on Friday night. And then was not in the matchday squad on Saturday for the senior team. So one thing that he has mentioned is just the physicality of senior football, and it's similar to Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo was sent out on loan to develop that physicality, and Iqbal has been linked to maybe going to the likes of Middlesbrough under Carrick, but that's nothing yet cemented. But I know that he wants to probably go out on loan and get some playing time. I don't see Ten Hag throwing Kobe Mainoo and Zidane Iqbal into the deep end so soon to replace Eriksen, especially when they've not had a lot of senior football time. I think he'll play it comfortable, go with Fred, go with McTominay, and probably just ease them in as the season continues.
I mean,
I think Mina makes some great points there, and I think the acid test for our young squad, our young players, is this Wednesday night. If he trusts our players they will start on Wednesday night. So if he starts with a strong team like he did against Reading, because it shocked us all, that Reading team, I'll be honest, I was shocked about that Reading team. We're 3-0 up, we're going into the Forest game, all right? When we lost the goal on Saturday night and all the young players was on, I was a little bit, if they get another goal here, Reading, these young players can test them. Offensively, our young players were excellent. The transition going forward, the young lad in midfield who you've mentioned, they were excellent. But when Reading were going the other way, I had concerns because they didn't seem as confident as what they did. And if he starts those young players on Wednesday night, if we lose a goal early, that'll be a real test for them. So the test from Ten Hag's point of view is, can he trust them young players to put any number of them in the starting lineup? And that will answer your question on Wednesday night, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. before we get into this, just Romano's just tweeted something which I do want to get to in just a second, which is just a second. We've got some super chats, and we've also got over 1,400 people watching. Less than 300 likes. So if you haven't already, click that like button. Let's see if we can get up to 500. Some of these super chats here. Red Baron says, KG, what qualities do you think Iqbal brings us? Quickly,
Everything Mina just said a few seconds ago.
There you go. Perfect answer.
Copy and paste.
WJ Barrett says, Eric Ten Hag, don't rotate. Iqbal and Maino will get minutes. DJG says, desperate times, but Oliver Wood is rated as the midfielder in the championship. He's a free agent in the summer. With our budget, we can't knock the championship. Sully says, all of the youngsters are ready apart from Garnacho. We need a midfielder. Otherwise, any more
Does he mean that the other way around?
That might make aren't.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a typo, yeah. And Moses is the latest member of the UV Members Club. Welcome, Moses. You can join the Members Club. Links in the video description. It's also the pinned comment in the live chat. Justice is not Manchester United related. However, it's a pretty wild story, certainly. Fabrizio Romano's just tweeted about a minute or so ago saying that Arsenal have approached Chelsea for none other than Jorginho. Jorginho. It's now an option in case Caicedo, the deal won't go through, if Brighton still reluctant to sell. Chelsea are open to selling Jorginho, but will ask for an important fee to let him leave 6 months before the end of his contract. Todd Bowley's a strange one, KG, isn't he? He's a strange one.
He's, again, the guy is, I don't know what kind of games he's playing, but he's doing something. And this is for the sake of it. There's no need to sell Jorginho to Arsenal. But it's like, I just want to see what it feels like to do a transfer. It's like, you know, them guys are just like, that's how I feel it is. Again, he's got more money than sense. You know, he just, like, Chelsea have two teams. I was watching this guy on TikTok say, Chelsea team A versus team B, who wins? And it's hard to say, you know, like Chelsea literally have two teams they can play. And that's not even talking about the players on loan. They're not even there right now. Would Jorginho strengthen Arsenal is a question. Does he make them stronger? Does he make them stronger title contenders? I was a bit more nervous with the young player that's coming, Caicedo. I look at him and think they need a bit of physicality and just something when it's not going well. But then Jorginho's a winner. He's won a lot. So oh man,
it's crazy. Really come to life, isn't it? It really is.
It's mental. He would be a good audition. Trossard has been a fantastic addition to that team. He'll be dangerous, and you just think adding in that kind of player gives them a different. Arsenal are just going to be there to the end of the season.
DJ, I want to ask you this one. So it was reported today that Manchester United have identified a number of players deemed sellable in the summer as they look to comply with UEFA's new financial sustainability rules, which is kind of hilarious considering what Chelsea are doing. Nevertheless, United have identified these players. Now, Ten Hag, as we spoke about earlier on, has prioritized a striker for the summer transfer window, but it's understood Manchester United are planning to raise funds from other new arrivals by selling squad players. That comes from Samuel Lucas from the Manchester Evening News. What players do you think United would sell in the summer? Who do you think is on that list? We'll go around, but who do you think is a player on that list?
As you said that, did you see my expression? Players, I was like, sell who? Who's going to even sell? Not release, like sell. Meaning get a fee for them. It's crazy. I think the ones that come to mind realistically are going to be Marcel. Definitely. I think Martial's probably going to be on his way up. Yeah, I said it. I said what I said.
Someone's going to buy him.
Yeah, someone will buy him. He will go. I think the one we were talking about earlier, which I'm still on the fence about, Wambi. Wambi is probably one of the only ones that can generate money. It's true. He can generate money, and he's been playing well. So you might have to just say, yeah, we need the funds. Sorry, Wambi, you're going to have to go. Oh, no. Potentially Wambi. Maybe out of Lindesoft and Maguire, one of them will go.
I said Lindesoft.
Yeah.
DJ, what's happened? What's in that water? Can we check it?
Yeah, we need to check that canteen.
Unleaded.
Yeah.
But I think maybe those, and I think maybe one of Palestria Ahmad. Again, you can get money for one of them. Maybe one of them. Because we got two of them. One of them's got to go. Can't play two of them on the right. One of them's got to go. You still got Sancho coming in. Elanga maybe. I said what I said, didn't it? You asked me players. I'm just trying to name some
I
players.
wasn't expecting
Phil
that.
Jones, that's free. You got your goal, please. Please leave. I don't know who else. Literally.
Wow, I was not expecting some of
Oh,
those.
you know.
Facundo or Ahmad.
Or not both of them. One of them, I reckon, will have to leave.
Oh, man, Mina.
It's to raise funds, right?
Mina
Need money.
No,
Sorry,
I don't see young people going. Yeah, I don't see it. Dean Henderson, I think we will sell him. He can generate money.
Yeah.
I think Maguire, Lindelof. I think Maguire more likely to be sold. I don't think Lindelof's going to be sold. Then just for rotation purposes and obviously central centre back depth. I think McTominay, Newcastle wanted him, let him go. I think Tellez is going. I think we could get something for Bailly. Anthony Martial, I think offloading those wages, I think would be very difficult, but it could be an option. I think Donny van der Beek, we could sell him. But I'm at Facundo. Anybody that we went and brought from another academy to develop them, I don't see us selling.
Yeah.
Donny's not going anywhere, by the way. He's staying.
He won't recover in time by the time the window. He'll be recovered, let's say, when the season really starts.
And it'll be a regular.
And throw a discount.
Who's going to be a
Phil
regular?
Jones.
Wait, what? Say that. Wait, what?
Who's going to be a regular?
Donny's gonna be a regular.
Crackhead.
I can't see. There's madness in the
We
water.
joke, but seriously, what is in the water?
There is.
Reckless energy drink. Listen, me and KJ
No,
energy drink. Reckless
We are
energy
not
drink.
doing a prime. That's not the packaging I want for my bottle drink as well, fam. That drink is absolutely out of order, fam. We are not linking up on that, bro. Look at the prime, bro. It's disgusting, bro. Hold that bottle up again. Nah.
Is that even water? That looks like petrol.
It's water.
It's the maddest apple juice, fam. It's the maddest apple juice. But let me jump into this. I think Donny van der Beek will still be here. I think from recovery and stuff. By the time the season starts, it'll be too late to let him go. I see what Mina said about McTominay. I think that's definitely happening. We'll cash in on a McTominay. It makes sense. He's a good player, but again, if other teams are willing to buy him like that, he'll be gone. Elanga,
like that.
Yeah, no, Elanga, because he'll play. He wants to play. He wants to play first team football. Right now, he knows he's behind Casemiro, and we're still hunting for a new midfielder to play in his position. He's aware of that. Frankie de Jong, we were serious about Frankie de Jong. Where does McTominay is not a DM, yeah, and he's more of an advanced midfielder. You're not getting ahead of Bruno, and the next position is the Eriksen position, which you just can't get into anyway. So it makes sense to see the back of him. Maguire didn't again, the media tried it this week when they tried to force Maguire into the team. Why don't you start Maguire? Maguire gets to do, I'm a total professional, this, that, and the other. Bro, I can't wait to let you leave, fam. Honestly, I was watching.
I'm glad you saw that question, KG, when they Ten Hag was mad direct, innit?
What? He said, well, you haven't really started him, have you?
Have you started him?
Hold on. Are you the manager? It's ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. I say, wow, you lot are really pushing for this guy. You're acting as if we've been failing without Maguire in the team. He don't want to play him. It is what it is. Luke Shaw's better, but he can't say that because that's rude, isn't it? But then sorry. Go on, Kenny.
I think what we need to look at as well when we're looking at selling, who will he want to bring in? Now, last year he wanted to bring Timber in. So there'll be no reason why he'll not want to bring Timber in. Ajax, it's highly unlikely they're going to qualify for the Champions League because they're in 5th or 6th place, so they're struggling. So you have a good chance that Timber may become available. So if Timber comes, Maguire's going.
Yeah.
So Inter Milan have already, I think, want him on a loan now anyway. So for his own international career, he's going to have to leave if he wants to continue his international career. So I think Maguire could go, but you'll see a replacement, and that hopefully will be Timber. My concern
I need to know about the Aaron Wan-Bissaka thing. Kenny,
I love Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, Kenny looked shocked. I saw that. He's getting.
I love Aaron.
DJ said it. Kenny went.
Yeah, I think he's excellent. I liked him before. I loved him when we first bought him. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's problem he's been at the side of Harry Maguire and Lindelof. That was his problem. And he's lost confidence because they lost confidence. The crowd was giving everybody pelters last year. You put him at the side of Varane and Martinez, and he's a proper footballer now. He's playing very well. So I don't blame Aaron Wan-Bissaka for his dip in form. I blame the people that were at the side of him because they brought him down to their level. That's just me. So, but I love Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Nah,
So,
Kenny, I disagree.
Yeah.
Man. I disagree.
That's just me.
I can't,
but
you can't do that.
Going back to what's been saying about the loan players, I'm distrusting of the system because I distrust the system. The two best loan players that we have let out in the past few seasons, we don't want them anymore. So we let Twan Sebi go to Aston Villa. Twan Sebi was player of the season at Aston Villa when they got promoted. He was the fans' player of the season. He come back to our club and we don't want them. It was as if we let Garner go so that we was letting other teams know what he's capable of. My concern with Hamid up at Sunderland is playing out of his skin. But sadly for him, he's got an 80 million and two 80 million pound players in front of him. I just hope that we've not sent him out to Sunderland to show other clubs how good he is. Because am I right in saying, did we pay 37 million for him?
Yeah, about that. Yeah. Just under 40 million.
See, we played 40 million for someone who's in third place in the pecking order in his position. So don't be surprised if Hamid doesn't come back and get sold on. Because what he's saying, what they've done is they're marketing him at Sunderland. And Sunderland, the lad is on fire. I've watched him a few times on the iFollow channel. And he should be back now in that team. He should be his current form. He should be back in that team. The problem we've got, we bought him for 40 million, and he's third place behind Sancho and Ante in that position.
But Kenny, can I ask you something quickly? I don't think that matters to Ten Hag, because when Sancho was not playing well, we saw Garnacho come in, who was academy prospect. So if you've got Ahmad who's out there having that experience in playing, as you said, out of his skin, I think he could definitely, that's if the manager wants, he could definitely come in and challenge for those positions.
No,
maybe he won't
because
get sold.
I think, he wouldn't be at Sunderland. He'd be at United. And that's the point I'm making is these players are laying out to loan. When they come back, they don't get in the team. When they come back, they get sold.
Well, that's under the old regime. I think, again, Ten Hag has been...
Exactly.
You say that, KG, though. Even, James Garner.
No, exactly. I'm not disagreeing with you. I hope you're right. But Hamid should be back now. The way he's playing, Hamid should be back now.
Yeah, James Garner was someone, though, KG, that I think most people expected him to have a role.
We raved about it.
Most people thought he was going to have a role, and he didn't. He came back, had what? He was on tour, and then it was just, he just came out.
But then again, and this is what it comes down to, right? It's like certain players want to leave and they express their desire to leave. I'll never forget the conversation with Garner. Garner was out the door. He experienced first team football for a whole season, and he's like, I can't go backwards. So he already made up his mind.
He has gone backwards now, which is sad.
Yeah, he has gone backwards, which is really sad. But he made up his mind before the season started. So even when he was on preseason, and that's the conversation that we had with him earlier. So I wasn't surprised when everyone said, "Oh, the team's letting him go." The club's going to listen to the youngsters. If the youngsters are really forcing to get out of the club, they could end up at the club. They're not really going to beg. But now look at the difference of how we're managing Elanga's. Elanga wants to go on loan right now. Yeah, we're not going to. Ten Hag is now in full control. He's not allowing these kids to go and play somewhere where they're not going to get football and they're not going to get chances to develop. He's all over everything. So I now feel that the old strategy was one of, put them in the shop window by sending them on loan, and then we'll see what happens. I want to believe in this new strategy, and I'm happy they didn't call back Ahmad, because he should play the full season. You bring the players back and see if they're ready for Man United football, because there's a difference in playing for everybody else. But when you play for this club, you know about your attitude, you know about the personality of the player. So I still believe that Ahmad might have might do a job. And
I hope you're right, but I think if they bring Ahmed back, because you've got two players in that position anyway, and we've got two players on the other side in Pellistri and Rashford, unless he thinks that Sancho or Anthony is coming inside. So are they naturally going to move in as replacements or supporting Bruno or whatever? And then he can bring Ahmed in. He's not going to have 3 players at right wing, surely. He's not going to have 3 players at right wing.
The thing is, one thing with Ahmed in particular, I think even Ten Hag said it, recalling him a few weeks ago, he said it was never on the cards because it would disrupt any lone player's development, no matter who it is. But one thing we've seen at Sunderland is his ability to play not only on the right wing, but also in that 10 role. And we've seen it also this season, I feel like, with Bruno Fernandes, where the Ten Hag will start him in the 10 role and then move him to right wing when he makes a substitution.
Exactly.
Which is actually kind of similar to what he was doing prior to Martinez's arrival. He had Alex Telles in training, playing in that left centre-back role because he was preparing for the left-footed centre-back to arrive, which was Martinez. Similar to when we brought Anthony, he had Elanga playing on that right-hand side in preparation of Anthony's arrival. And I feel like with Ahmad, and not just Ahmad, but everyone out on loan right now who are doing actually kind of well, they could come back and to be they would have to pick between being a rotational player at Manchester United in comparison to being a first team player in a championship side. You know, Alvaro Fernandez is in the championship, Ethan Laird is in the championship, Amad Diallo is in the championship, Hannibal Mejbri is in the championship. And I truly believe out of those 4 who are currently in the championship, I think there's only a space for one of them in the Manchester United rotation team. Which one it is, that's down to Ten Hag, to be honest, and a decision for him to make. But I do believe that those 4 players, 3 of them, we could probably get a fee with if we chose to move them on to championship. Because to be honest, when players do go out on loan and they do well, for example, in the championship, and that's their first experience of senior football, that might be their level. Sometimes that might be their glass ceiling might just be championship football, and it's better to cut ties there and get a fee for them because these are academy kids. Someone like Amad Diallo, who we spent 19 million, I think it was base fee, and then a bunch of add-ons that took it on to 37 million. I would be very shocked if he was to be the one that was to get sold.
Be sure to smash a like on the like button, guys. We've still got over 1,600 people watching. We'll get to these super chats before we wrap things up. Kevin says, I didn't know Lukaku was in United View. I don't know. That's
it's Kenny's talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, Kenny. Yeah, exactly. Almiras has been a member for 5 months. Appreciate 5 months of support. Says, big up everyone in the UV family. Big up yourself. WJ Barrett says, DJ said Lindesoff while knocking back kerosene. Joe Raman's been a member for 4 months. Appreciate 4 months of support. Aaron Pasaka, Maguire, McTominay, and Marcel have to be sold as a minimum. I'd get rid of one of Sancho / Anthony, Elanga as well. Hopefully can sell Donny. WJ Barrett, the super chat, says, Kenny, that's before Eric Ten Hag. Ollie has blood on his hands. I think referring to the lone players not coming back. And Vegeta's been a member for 7 months. Says, membership restored. Hate along and WWE stream. How are you surviving, KG? Time for a young player to have a rashy moment. KG's KG.
Owen, total respect to you, Owen. You and that staying up till 5:30 on them WWE, respect to you. I'm never coming back, but well done. Incredible work. I think that the DJ emoji should be that, you know, like that milk bottle thing, and he's got to put that's classic.
A DJ
the DJ emoji with that thing.
Yeah,
DJ
holding it like that or whatever. I mean, DJ, if you hold up your jug up on the screen, there you go. Josh can.
How is that water?
There's water.
There's madness. We just gonna have it. Yeah,
that's the water in South London.
Tremendous. Anyway, guys, look, we'll wrap it up there. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to Kenny's had enough. Be sure to subscribe.
I haven't.
But we'll speak to you again very soon. Peace.
No, you're not.